If you knew exactly what type of content to create so that your audience is more engaging, I mean, that's really what marketing, online social media marketing is all about. So if you knew exactly what kind of content to create to get more engagement, how would that change your business? How would you do things differently? Do you ever put things out there and you just put them out there to kind of and hope that you get engagement and hope that people see it? Do you ever look at the analytics to kind of figure out what is working and what is not? There's a lot of strategy behind that. And what I wanted to talk about today is top 7 types of content that gets the most engagement, at least for my audience, and what others are using. Hey, if we have not met yet, my name is Anna Olson. I am a coach and mentor teaching the attraction marketing system to small business owners using social media. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss. Got started. I tell you, I had no idea. Here's a bunch of posts. Just put them out there. And the more you post, make sure you post, twice a day. And it really doesn't matter if it's your picture or if it doesn't matter what you're saying, just put it out there. You just have to have a lot of things going on your page. Well, that's no longer the case. And doing copy and paste messages is not very engaged. It doesn't work for my audience at all. My audience wants to hear from me. So that's the important part. They want to hear from me. And you have to, so let's get into the strategies of the different types of posts that I do. So let's get into it. Strategy number 1, or post type number 1, is something that you love. Something that you love. What are you passionate about? Do you have a hobby? Do you have a book series? Do you have something that you're very passionate about? And it can be about your business, or it can not be about your business. People want to get to know you as a person. So who are you when you're not the business person? What hobby do you have? The example I have is I love creating quilts, designing and putting together quilts. I don't do the quilting and all of that, but I do love to design quilts. So that's one thing I can passionately talk about. And yes, you're going to have friends and family that are going to join you and comment and engage and all of that, but that gets engagement. So that's what you want to do, is something that is personal to you, so people can get to know you. I mean, this is a good way for you people to get to know who you are and what your little quirks are. I say, this could be called the quirky type of post, okay? Because everybody has quirks, their own little quirks, and you want to share some of those with your audience so they can get to know you. Post number 2, or content number 2, is behind the scenes. So behind the scenes is, maybe you attended a training, maybe you attended a workshop, maybe you attended a conference, and you really got a lot out of it. So what you want to do is, talk about that, talk about your experience, talk about what you learned, and then ask people to message you if they want more information about this. And you want to make sure that you always ask people to contact you if they want more information. And then you have something for conversation that causes more conversation. It could be an audiobook, there's many different things. It could be a video you watched. Don't just share the video link. Ask people if they want information, they need to ask you, and then you would share the video link with them. Content number 3 is an engaging question. There's a lot of engaging questions out there, and sometimes I do respond to them, and other times they don't really pertain to me, or they don't really strike me, so then I don't engage in it. But you're going to find what works for your audience. So an engaging question might be something like, where would you like to travel? If money was no issue, and of course, pandemic was no issue, where would you travel? What is your dream trip to take? And it's interesting to find how many people actually want to go to the same places that you do, or it's just interesting to see where people do want to travel. And then content number 4 is inspiring or motivational content. And by this, I mean quotes. So there's a lot of quotes out there, but there's many quotes that I won't use. Again, you kind of figure out what people respond to in your audience, and then pay attention to the ones that they do respond to. And those are the types of quotes that you want to use. But don't just put out the quote. I mean, there's one thing to find a good quote, but there's another thing to actually give some content, some value with that quote. So list the quote, but then give some value as to why this quote spoke to you. I always give my opinion on the quote, or what I learned from it, or this spoke to me loudly today because, and then I give the reason. So it's always, and the other thing you always want to make sure you do is that whoever wrote the quote, you give them credit for the quote. And let's see, content number 5, frequently asked questions. This can be a huge variety of things depending on what your industry is and what your business is. But think about the questions you get, the questions that come to you, the questions that people have maybe commented on your content and asked questions. Make an FAQ, frequently asked question. It could be about, marketing. I mean, this one is a frequently asked, this video is a frequently asked question. People ask me all the time, what's your content? What kind of content do you put out there? How do I know what content to put out there? Well, this is one of them. I would send them to this video to go watch this video and get the ideas from here. So that's what a frequently asked question is. And then an invite post. You can invite people if you read a book, if you got some information out of a book, or you really love a book or an author, you can invite people to check them out. Again, you'd say, talk about what you got out of it. And then you would go back and say, your call to action would be to let me know if you would like information on this, because that's where you get engagement and where you have conversation with people. Number 7, micro posts or micro story posts, or I sometimes call this a power post. So what I do here is we have a specific guideline that I use to create a power post. And if you want, so basically this is a little more of like a story, something a little bit longer, but it's a story. And again, we have specific strategies that we use to get that micro story post out there. You have an attention grabber. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's certain, I think there's 4 or 5 steps that you need to use. And if you want the information on that one, just message me and I will get it right over to you, because I have a PDF put together for that to teach people how to do a power post or a story post. And it has a call to action at the end. So that's my call to action today, is that you message me if you'd like to learn how to do a power post. And when you do a power post, it's a story. It becomes a story, but it's broken down. I have it broken down so specifically that it's really easy to write. And it is not, it's like mini posts within, or how should I say it? Like 4 different posts that you could put together and it becomes a story. That's kind of how I look at it and how I feel about it. So it makes it very simple to do. And if you would like information on that, just let me know. I will go ahead and get it over to you. So that was the 7. So again, it was something you love is number 1. Behind the scenes type of post is number 2. Number 3 was an engaging question. And number 4 was a quote, some type of a quote. Number 5 is a frequently asked question. Number 6 was an invite post. And number 7 was a story post. So I hope that you got some value out of this. Tell me which one speaks to you the most. Get some posts out there that are engaging and get more people to see your content, because that's really what marketing is all about. You want to get more people to see your content, and these types of posts is how you do it. So I hope this was valuable to you, and we will talk to you all again at my next broadcast.